So I've been a software engineer for something like 20 years now. I've done a lot of testing roles, a lot of test automation. I then moved into the development side of things, worked my way up to a senior tester and a dev manager and then a principal engineer. And I was with my last company, SAP, for something like 10 years when at the end of 2024 I was suddenly made redundant. But for quite a few years during my career, and particularly in the last 5 years or so ago, I really have got into content creation. So making things like YouTube videos like this one, online courses, bits and pieces like that. But I've never quite had, let's say, the bravery or the guts to try and do this stuff full time. But now with the changing tech landscape, with all of the layoffs, with all of the AI that's now available, I figured 2025 is a really good chance for me to see if I can actually make it full time as a content creator and completely support myself. Now, a lot of people have expressed to me skepticism about whether I can actually make this financially viable. And to be honest, I do really have some doubts about it myself.
That doesn't sound good.
But I really think that life's too short and it's really been a dream of mine to become a content creator. So I figured that I'm just going to give it a go and see what happens this year. A big part of doing this is I really want to show people behind the scenes of whether it's possible. So in this video, I'm just going to give you a quick overview of my plans for 2025 as a full-time content creator. So the first thing that I'm really focusing on is building out my personal brand. Now, as someone who's created content online for quite a few years, I've always just run with kind of random images, different fonts. There's been no real coherence. But I feel like now that I'm doing this full-time, it really is time that I establish myself with a proper brand so that people recognize my content and that they get a feel for my style of videos and that they know when they're watching one of my videos that they're from me. Now, these insights haven't come to me quickly or easily, and I've done quite a few different branding workshops. I've done a lot of different research around that. I've even hired people to help me build my brand. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail in this video about my personal brand because it could just be a whole video in itself, but it is something that I'm planning to record in the near future, and do let me know down below in the comments if that's something that you'd be interested in learning more about. So in 2025, what I really envisage to be my primary source of revenue is going to be online courses. Now, I already have a number of online courses on platforms like Udemy. I have courses on Pluralsight and a few other different platforms as well. So again, one of my big plans in this year is to keep those courses up to date and perhaps make some new ones on these platforms as well. But these courses so far have been a really nice side income. They haven't really been enough for me to justify leaving my job and being able to do this full time. And actually, I'm pleased to announce that I've recently partnered with a new company called Test Drive to create a brand new online course for their platform. That course is going to be all about CI/CD, and I'm really looking forward to sharing more details about that course in the near future. For me, I have a big background in DevOps and platform engineering products, and I've done a ton of work with CI/CD tools in the past. And I've also got a ton of experience as a software tester as well. So this course is going to be CI/CD for testers specifically, and I think I'm going to be able to share a lot of valuable and useful insights to students. But as part of creating this course, what I'm really looking forward to is really sharing the behind the scenes of how I build these courses. I've built something like 10 courses or so now in my career, and each time that I've done it, I've learned a little bit more, and I've come up with a pretty good framework for doing this stuff now. And I'm really looking towards just sharing more about the behind the scenes on the process and just giving insights to people on that, on how I actually do some of this stuff. And I'm planning to create a newsletter where I'm regularly going to share updates from the whole process of creating a course. So right from scratch, from brainstorming the topics and the ideas to creating the slides, shooting the course, creating the materials, etc. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, maybe you're thinking of making your own course at some point, then do check the link in the comments for a link to that newsletter. But then beyond just course creation, I'm also planning to do a lot more work with affiliate marketing as well. So again, as a content creator, particularly someone who's doing this full time now, I do come across a ton of cool, interesting tools and services and platforms, and a lot of the time, these can be really useful to other content creators as well. But again, I'd be quite keen to only share tools that I myself am using, or certainly that I find valuable. So the other thing I'm really planning to focus on this year is networking and community building. And again, this is something that I touched on in my previous video, and I think it divided opinion among people. That's fine, I understand it. Networking is hard. It's something that I still find really hard. It's probably, I think, one of my biggest weaknesses is networking. But again, I really do believe it's so important. I just think with the job market now, I think something like 50% of jobs they don't even get listed on job boards. They just go to someone that you know. But over time, as you network more and more, it gets easier and easier. And then you find that you kind of build up a real library of contacts and people that you know. And then you just find that more and more opportunities will come your way. I'm also planning to go to many more conferences this year. I'm actually going to FOSDEM next week. FOSDEM is probably the biggest open source software conference, I think, pretty much in the world. So it's held in Brussels, in Europe, in Belgium. But yeah, I'm planning to do a vlog of the whole trip and show how the trip goes, people that I meet, some of the talks that I go to, etc. So again, look out for that coming up in the next week or so. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel to see that video. Another thing I really want to do is collaborate with more software engineers in the content creation space. I think once you build up a reasonable sized platform, I think taking yourself to the next level, it's all about collaboration. So finding engineers that are at a similar sort of level to me and maybe doing like, I don't know, a collaboration newsletter or a collaboration YouTube video, things like that. But yeah, if that's something that you'd be interested in, feel free to send me an email down below and then, hey, let's have a chat. And to be honest, like the last thing I'm going to be focusing on this year is keeping an eye on the job market. But to be honest, I'm really aware that this whole content creation thing could go really badly for me and I could be in a really bad financial position very quickly.
This is my please hire me sweater.
And so I really do want to just keep an eye on what the job market looks like and see if like any interesting opportunities come out. And although I am really loving freelancing at the moment, I could see myself in the future like rejoining a company or missing that whole culture of working in a big team or working on a common project. And again, like I said in my last video, I am optimistic that the market will recover. I do think it's going to change and I do think it's probably never going to be like it was before, but I would prefer to stay optimistic. Like I know there's a lot of fear out there at the moment with all of the layoffs and with the AI stuff, and I totally understand it. Like I totally do. And I get like it is a really scary time out there. Like there's so much change going on. It's really hard to keep up with it. But at the end of the day, like you can choose how you react. You can choose to be sad and down and defeatist about it, or you can choose to be optimistic. Like maybe it is going to be absolutely terrible, or maybe AI is going to replace absolutely everyone. But if you don't really know for sure, surely it's better to stay on the optimistic side. But that's my take on it anyway. I appreciate everyone has their own views on this. But if I'm going to have the opportunity to re-enter the job market, then I'm mindful that I really do need to keep up with continuous learning. Like there's always a new tool or framework, etc. to use. And so it's really important for me to keep my skills up. One platform that I've been using for that a lot recently is Educative. Educative is a text-based learning platform. So for someone like me who's really used to learning from videos and obviously creates a lot of their own videos, using something like Educative for text-based learning, I was a little bit skeptical at first, but I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm finding that I'm able to retain a lot of knowledge and that I'm actually learning a lot of different things. So yeah, I'd highly recommend that for you to check Educative out. And again, there's a link in the description. It's my affiliate link, but that will give you 50% or so off an annual subscription. So do check that out if you're interested. But yeah, those are my plans for 2025 as a software engineer moving into full-time content creation. Again, I think it's going to be really challenging, particularly on the financial side. Coming from a principal software engineering role at quite a large company, replacing that salary with content creation is not going to be easy. Like I really am aware of that. I really want to share as much as I can on the behind the scenes of this with you, just to show you whether or not it's possible. But I'd love it if you just follow along with my journey, and I really want to try and show people if this is like an actual viable career path or not. Again, if that's something that you'd be interested in, make sure that you subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be sharing as much as I can from behind the scenes. But let me know in the comments down below what you think. Do you think I'm mad? Do you think there's absolutely no way that I can do this, or do you think that it's possible? Like I'd love to know what you think, so do let me know in the comments down below. But that's all for this video. Thank you for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one.